In October of '99, the TIA-EIA approved a formal standard of residential cabling. The title is the ANSI TIA-EIA 570A Residential Telecommunications Standard. And it basically has a couple things defined. Daisy chaining for telephone circuits is not permitted. Instead, each outlet must have its own home run. That gives it the star topology. The 100-meter link length is carried over from the TIA EIA 568. 2 grades of cabling, jacks, and distribution devices are specified, grades 1 and 2. Grade 1 may be Cat 3, which will likely not be used, and grade 2 must be Cat 5. Cat 5E is recommended. Grade 2 distributed devices are required to be larger than grade 1, and grade 1 outlets terminate one 4-pair UTP cable and one 75-ohm coax cable. Grade 2 outlets, at least one outlet must be provided in each kitchen, bedroom, family room, great room, and then den study. It is recommended that one outlet be provided for each 12 feet of unbroken wall space. And the 8-position modular jack is the only UTP jack allowed for the outlet, and it must be wired in the A configuration. The 6-pin RJ11 is not allowed, and additionally, splitting of pairs is only allowed with an external adapter. And the standard specifies distribution devices for each residence. This device is a panel of sorts functioning as a type of service entrance panel for the telephone. Okay. Location, space, and electrical power requirements are provided in the 570. The distribution device must be located in a centralized, accessible location. Space allocations for the distribution device are provided based on the grade and number of outlets being served. Required testing for residential networks is not as rigorous as for commercial networks. Commercial systems go through a more difficult testing process called certification. Home cabling systems go through a less difficult process called verifications. So there's an example of our residential cabling and how it's supposed to work. Okay. Other cabling standards that we have to talk about would be Firewire or iLink, which are trademarks of Apple and Sony. It gives us the ability to transfer a lot of signal up to 400 meg per second. It does this for both audio and video. We also need to talk about USB, which is occasionally mentioned as a networking technology to be used in homes. Device can transmit 1.5, 12 meg over twisted copper cable lengths up to 3 meters, and that is continually increasing in speed. Home theater installations often require digital connections to TV, used typically today using a standard called HDMI, which is used for these installations. HDMI is similar to the computer monitor interface DVI, but adds sound channels as well. Then we have plastic optical fiber. Connections are available in many consumer audio and video components. Even a plastic optical fiber version of several consumer links use plastic optical fiber, and a TOS link, a TOS link connections are available on any consumer audio and video component. And that pretty much sums up what we had to talk about today. Residential and commercial telephone systems are very different in both materials and methods. Rules for indoor and outdoor telephone cables are quite different. Planning and testing are primary concerns for any telephone system installation. Residential network systems incorporate telephone service along with computer and television service integrated into a system. Okay? So that concludes Chapter 5 for us. Please move on to the end of your chapter and do the chapter review questions, and we'll see you back here for Chapter 6.